You know that simple clock on your wall? Or maybe the numbers on your phone screen? They seem so normal, right? Well, it turns out there's this wild, ancient story hiding behind them, a hidden history that explains why we measure our lives in such a peculiar way.
So, here's the big question. The one you've probably asked yourself at some point. Why isn't an hour, 100 minutes? It just doesn't make sense, does it? For pretty much everything else, we use nice, simple, round numbers. So why is time the odd one out?
I mean, really think about it. Pretty much everything else we deal with, money, distance, you name it, it's all based on a super simple base 10 system. But then you get to time, and suddenly we're using this weird, ancient mix of 24s and 60s. It feels totally random. So where on earth did that come from? Well, to find out, we've got to go way, way back.
Okay, so our first stop on this journey is ancient Egypt. Right here in the land of pyramids and pharaohs, we find the very first piece of the puzzle, the number that basically defines our day and our night.
So, the Egyptians were brilliant astronomers. They used the stars to track time, and they noticed a pattern of about 12 specific stars that marked the hours of the night. And just to keep things nice and symmetrical, they said, hey, let's do the same for the daytime, and boom, you've got two 12-hour halves, which gives us the 24-hour day we still use. But why 12? Why not 10 or 15?
The answer is actually amazing, and it's so much simpler than you'd think. It has nothing to do with some super complex math. Nope, they just used their hands. You can actually try this yourself right now. Just take your thumb and tap each of the three little segments on your other four fingers. See? 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 12. It's perfect. It was basically a built-in calculator they could carry everywhere. How cool is that? So 12 just became this really natural, super useful number for them.
All right, so that takes care of the whole 12 and 24 hours thing. But what about the 60 minutes in an hour and the 60 seconds in a minute? Where did that come from? For that part of the story, we have to keep traveling. We're going to leave Egypt and head over to Mesopotamia, to the Babylonians. Okay, so the Babylonians, they were obsessed with the number 60. Seriously, it was the foundation for pretty much all of their math and astronomy. We call their system sexagesimal today, which is really just a fancy word for base 60.
And here's the thing. 60 isn't random at all. It's actually a kind of perfect number, mathematically speaking. I mean, just look at all the numbers it can be divided by without leaving a remainder. It's amazing. This made dealing with fractions a total breeze. No messy decimals. You need a third of something? Easy. A quarter? No problem. For them, a third of an hour was a clean 20 minutes. A quarter was a nice round 15. This was just so practical, especially for a civilization that was deep into tracking stars, building things, and managing trade.
Okay, let's jump way forward in time, into the modern era. So we've figured out the 24 hours and the 60 minutes, but what about the second? What is a second, really? For hundreds of years, the answer was kind of fuzzy, but as the world got more complex, we needed an answer that was absolutely perfectly precise.
You see, for most of history, a second was just defined as a fraction of a day. The problem? The Earth's spin isn't perfectly steady. It wobbles a bit. Pendulum clocks were a huge step up, for sure, but even they weren't perfect. They would still drift over time. And for the stuff we rely on today, like GPS or the internet, almost perfect isn't good enough. We needed something rock solid. And it turns out, the answer wasn't out there in the stars, but deep inside the tiniest thing imaginable, the atom.
Yeah, I know. That is a total mouthful. Don't worry, you're not going to be quizzed on this, but just look at that number. We're talking more than 9 times billion vibrations. The key takeaway here is this. The second is no longer tied to our planet's slightly wobbly rotation. Instead, it's now defined by a constant of physics that is the same everywhere, all the time. That incredible precision is what makes our modern, hyper-connected world possible.
So, wow. We've gone from ancient Egypt and Babylon all the way to atomic physics. Let's put all those pieces of the puzzle together and see what we've got.
And there you have it. It's really that straightforward when you break it down. The system we use to track every single moment of our lives, it comes directly from two ancient cultures. The Egyptians gave us the 12-hour blocks for our day, and the Babylonians gave us the 60-unit divisions for our minutes and seconds.
So, the next time you check the time on your phone or your watch, just stop and think about this for a second. That little tick-tock isn't just about what's happening right now. It is literally an echo from the past. It's like a whisper from thousands of years ago, from pharaohs counting on their fingers, and from Babylonian astronomers staring up at the night sky. History isn't just something you read about in a book. It's right there, ticking away on your wrist.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If something as simple as a clock has this incredible hidden history,
What else are we using every day that was shaped by choices made thousands of years ago? What other ancient ideas are just hiding in plain sight, still running the show in our modern world?